for GG.
Oke, Toto dapat buat perlawanan kedua MWI. Navi Malaysia menentang Gaming Gladiators akan menjelaskan perlawanan kedua di lane of
Nicolette to hyper focus onto a
Mana yang okey, bah?
Who is the main target?
The ideal for GG is to play for early to mid game. If they can get early snowballs into the Hayabusa,
Navi tak ada high ground.
Ideal, maybe put a bit more pressure onto the Terizla to immediately unlock him from the side lane and allow him to join you rotating and potentially invading the jungle. But that is a lot of checkboxes that they're gonna have to take off here. We're jumping into game number 2, ladies and gentlemen.
Support sikit, kau pergi support lah sana.
One game down against
Bukan tak nak support, tapi kalau kau dah quality macam tu tak mau aku tengok weh.
Pressure is definitely on for GG.
Aku buka quality bet, korang tengok lagi bertambah bet.
just takes it all, especially since you won 2 games win and you're in.
Arya digasak.
And it doesn't look too good in the group stages. And on the bottom side you have Sayori.
Ya. Digasak kembali, ada bantuan daripada Sayori.
Try to get enough pressure and try to get Panda to win out that lane. Actually trying to draw a little bit of attention onto themselves and holding onto the mid side.
I like the early rotation from Sayori. Like I already mentioned, going to help out the Terizla early is going to be good.
Ashley, menerima damage agak banyak. Guna flicker melarikan diri.
The turret shots actually brought her down from almost full health to down low.
Arya
taking a little bit too much damage.
flicker.
Swipe and flicker out of the way. It's a crucial resources wasted for Gaming Gladiators. Right now, they're being on the aggressive too early. Haney getting the stun up, might not be able to hit Sayori, and Sayori gets out safe for now. But you can totally tell that there's a lot of aggression coming in from Gaming Gladiators. Is that how they want to play against Navi?
I think it is, but you ideally need a bit more lane control before you're able to do it. The goal is to get as many kills onto Nicolette as possible, because that's going to be this hold on, goal lane.
1v1 Panda will not be able to finish the job.
Menggunakan sprint
there, but able to push Fafal back onto play. That buys her some time onto the goal lane. Turtle has already been spawned up. Sayori already popped that shield, and that was the job of Raymond. So what is the play now for Gaming Gladiators?
Will they be able
to contest for this one?
Tiada kontes daripada Gaming Gladiators. Fafal menggunakan ulti, nampaknya Fafal menjadi tumbangkan first blood, didapatkan oleh Panda.
Takes out Fafal, draws a little bit of attention onto herself as Navi rotating upwards. But Sadafa, this is looking much better for Gaming Gladiators. They have a pickup composition. They're playing it to their strengths.
Yeah, that was the correct play. 100% the correct play. Arya was not even level 4 at the time Navi was contesting the turtle, so there's no way they can take a team fight there. Go to the opposite side of the map instead and help out your gold laner. Plus, get an assist onto Nicolette. That is exactly what they needed to do, and then they back it off to make sure they do not overcommit the way they did in game number 1. So that allows them to get a slight goal lead. I think Gaimin can continue playing around this sort of situation. They actually have a good amount of mobility. So if they play the map and just avoid fights against Navi early, that might actually be a win.
Bantuan di bahagian goal lane.
Panda just playing a little bit more safe, trying to draw their attention away.
Tiada bantuan, sedikit terlewat daripada Gaming Gladiators. Habis diratah plating. Goal lane masih lagi tiada bantuan daripada Gaming Gladiators. Ultimate River telah juga telah dibuka. Pecah terus atas tu. Tak ada respon guys daripada GG.
Navi MWI just looking for trades left, right and center. The macro game is what Gaming Gladiators need to eye around.
I'm loving the way that Raymond is playing around this Baxia right now. Really maximizing the capabilities of the hero, of being a very fast rotating early frontline tank, keeping herself in a place where you can either back up the top lane if Gaimin decides to go for a full dive, or help out Hani in case Nicolette shows up on the opposite side of the map, which in this case,
tak ada respon macam ni guys kan. Aku rasa 2-0 Navi menang ni guys. Malaysia.
Navi MY is well aware that the less resources they give the Gaimin early, the easier it'll be for them to take control of that mid game, because that is where their heroes really start coming online.
Risky play from Ashley, diving in, forcing a flicker out of the way. The Shah tries to get too deep.
Ashley mudah ditumbangkan.
Getting hit on by 3. You got
penalti tu daripada Arya bersama flicker.
Shaw.
Ultimate daripada Hayabusa. Ani dia menempatkan 2.
Pulling all of them down. Sayori's next on the chopping block, but won't be able to hit that mark. But did you see
Terlalu
that,
mudah.
Sadafa?
I
Dapat kali
did
Navi.
definitely see that, and that was a beautiful play coming in from Navi MY. Did you know, Churros? Fafa was interested in fashion design, you know, because that was a work
2-0 ni
of
guys,
art right
gentle.
there. From Navi MY. Gaimin Gladiators made a huge mistake. They already lost Aria. There was no reason for Ashley to try and force a flicker catch, and then the rest of their backline walked up to back her up and instantly got 3-man stunned by the glue of all things. They cannot keep doing this, Churros.
It was 4-man, and Sayori already popped that shield because Raymoon was actually on her back. And Sayori needs to be able to find a way to play a little bit more passively. Right now, you don't really have a
PC
lot
baru
of
dah
damage
angkat
over
ke?
the wall. They
Belum.
go. You got Rina
Oh,
actually
Rina.
dashing, weaving,
Ultimate yang
popping
tidak
away.
terkena.
Gaming
Prince Prix dia dapat
Gladiators
oleh
are
Hani.
falling. Sayori goes down as Rina tries to come in for the counter attack. Zarya
Double
next
kill
to
dapat oleh
fall
Hani.
as Ashley unable to watch her children stay alive in this small little skirmish. And as I said, Gaming Gladiators, they had a much better round in the early game, but they are struggling when it comes down to the mid. Nicolette able to dash and weave, bop out of the way. It's Navi MY ramping up the aggression onto
Tak ada ruang farm dah guys. 4,000 golik.
Though, I feel
Aku
like
rasa
we are
apa yang
starting
tak
to
okey
see
saja
this game
gigi
go down
kedua
the
ni.
exact same path as
Tak ada
before.
respon.
We can see here in the instant replay.
Golin kena tekan. Melayan orang kat tengah, rugi lah. Pusing lah jauh, tolong gol. Plating habis, tower sampai habis. Tak sepasuli terjadi lah.
GG is just hovering there very awkwardly. They need to decide.
Penalty zone daripada Arya. Dia ada backup. 3-0 Arya guys. Arya tu boleh Malaysia ke? Iya. Retail dia lagi kuat dari kalau lead. Macam mana? Ini tak payah guys. Tak payah lead pun dah jadi ni. Tak ada ruang untuk dorang. Nampak kena tekan terus.
Looking at the items right now, there is a very clear advantage going over to Navi. They're already at nearly a 5k gold lead, and TQ
Jungler beza 1k, Golin beza 800, Roam beza 1900, 800.
Panda even trying to go for that Sky Piercer second item
Mesh.
on the Granger. It is a key item build, but not sure if this is the right game to go for it.
1008
Also might dislike the War Axe first choice for Aria. You need bulkiness now. That damage is not going to help you.
Sadafa, if you're GG, what is your game plan right now? Do you go for the team fights? Do you try to play more defensively or passively? Try to just let that give up all of their turrets. They do have a little bit of high ground, especially from Panda and Sayori, so it might not hurt them for them to stay huddled and turtled up on their base.
You literally have no choice but to either turtle or try and play risky to go for map farm. And looks like they are going for the latter, sending Panda down bottom to get minions.
They can't
But
take out the
Kau tengok 7 minit baru guys. Semua
okay. Arya taking a little bit
Arya
too much
flicker.
damage, able to force that flicker out of the way. Sorori comes in for a back, try to push them out of the way. Gaming Gladiators is able to zone Navi out just for now. Abyssal Arrow misses by a hair. They might not want to go for this counter re-engage. Not a
tak
lot
ada
of
rasa
damage from
guys.
the shadow kills. Nicolette dashes out with the shadows. As Gaming Gladiators, they're struggling to keep up.
we have reached the point of the game where Gaimin Gladiators just straight up has no damage. They do nothing to the members of Navi MY unless they're somehow able to jump on Hani. Otherwise,
Maknanya
you are going to tickle shy and
MLBB
run most of the time,
Women
and
sini
Navi MY is more than aware of this.
top 3 masih boleh tantangan kot, insyaAllah kot. Kalau untuk MY Navi
There's a lot of
MY,
heroes on Navi that can just
insyaAllah lah tak ada halangan guys, tak ada benda
back
pelik-pelik.
line. But they're so farmed at this point that the Terizla is basically a pebble on their path that they're kicking aside. They don't need to ignore
Orang Malaysia ni
it
ada isu dia
because to them,
mental
Arya
block
no
guys.
longer
Macam
exists.
terlampau respect enemy punya macam kuat sangat. Ashley mudah ditumbangkan. Flicker balik. Weh, tak sepatutnya flicker duk. Confirm mati duk tu.
Gaming Gladiator still up on 1 kill. Nicolette has that shadows to dash out of the way, but they're waiting by that shadows. They don't know that Nicolette is running away, but they're making a beeline for it. There's a silver arrow and there's a huge red mark at the back as Nicolette slowly walking and prancing out of the way. As Rina, oh man, there's 2 levels ahead. I don't think she'll be able to survive this.
Even on Rina, you can see the Ogi Shadow Kill barely does anything. Even though Nicolette is buying a lot of time, there's not enough map control for the rest of Gaming Gladiators to do anything with the space created. Nicolette goes down. Somehow they pick up Arya as well.
Hidup ayah besar.
Hovering around the Lord Pit.
Lot telah pun dimulakan.
Situation from Gaming Gladiators now. They don't have their jungle. They can't contest for this Lord. It's Navi MWI taking full control of game number 2.
Messy. I am seeing a lot of messy plays. Really, no reason for Arya to be that far out. Your jungler is getting chased down across half the map, and the rest of your team is not going to be able to back you up. Give up the Lord. Try to get
Itulah Arya
wherever
bukan
you
Roma
can.
ke? Tak tahu. Dia nak
And
tukarlin
more and
Karul
more we
guys. Inilah
see, the
kesudahan
worse
dia.
and worse it gets. We are looking at an 8,000 goal lead for Navi MWI. 3 items now concluded on Faufa with that
Tapi tak apa guys. Dia ada nyawa kedua. Ada low bracket. Kita tengok kalau low bracket dia barang jadi ke barang tak jadi guys.
Rayman once again focusing on that Dreadnought armor just to make it even more difficult for the high-end Granger
Mungkin
to
baru first
actually
game
make
lagi kan.
any sort of impact.
All of the
Untuk
members
match
of
dia orang.
Navi, they're at least one level ahead. You got Abyssal
Isi game
Arrow
GG.
already
Tak ada
stuck
respon.
in. Shah trying to go
Ini
in
memang
with that
sekadar menunggu kalahan ni guys.
six-stick
Oh
and
Arya.
split onto
Ulti
the
tidak
Friends.
kena,
Arya goes down
kosong.
once again. Gaming Gladiators has to deal with the Lord on the top side as well.
05
Skirmish
cok.
down to mid side as everything goes wild. It's chaos in the land of Dawn, especially in the home of GG. There's nothing they can do.
Pecah. Rina masuk sing sing sing.
Going to play more defensively as they don't have that damage to take anyone down.
I'm sorry, Gaimin Gladiators. This game is over. There is literally nothing you can do anymore at this point. You have no
They're gonna
damage.
make you eat your words.
There is no
Nafa,
chance.
Be careful.
It literally is no chance. I'll tell you right now. I would normally say you need a miracle to happen for this to turn around. This has gone beyond that point, in my
11,000
opinion.
goal lead,
It is
man.
that dire.
Not looking so good for Gaming Gladiators. Don't really have that damage to get on that defense. I think the
Jauh
only
duk beza
silver
guys,
lining
tengok ni.
is only if Gaming Gladiators turtle down for at least another 10 more minutes, try to equalize the level difference that Navi MWI has ahead of Gaming Gladiators.
Jauh.
Out of all of this, the only kill that they had was Nicolette down on that top
Perbezaan
side.
goal lead sekarang ni 10,000 goal lead guys dipegang oleh Navi MWI.
This composition required very specific conditions to be met in order to
Daripada
be
GG,
effective,
Rina.
and they've not found that.
You're
Di
the
pick
Phoenix
off.
already committed.
Masih lagi hidup,
able to
Rina.
dash out of the way, but they cannot finish the job. On the top
Ultimate
side,
Hayabusa.
though, trying to buy some time as Nicolette tries to use their shadow kill, try to push everyone out of the way, but with one cannon minion and one for foul right on that
Di
base.
mana? USA.
That is a huge chunk of damage that has already been taken out from that T3 on that bottom side.
Navi MY showing the world right now how much they have improved since their last stint in MWI. This is really clean macro. The decision making is so effective. When they saw Rina getting jumped by 3 members up top, the instant decision is to go for the push down bottom, maybe pick off Nicolette if they're lucky. They weren't, but they still are able to create the pressure they're looking for. And now there is lane manipulation happening to maybe bait GG out in advance as the
Ina
Lord
dah
is going to
siapkan
respawn.
BOD.
They're playing on
Bertambah
the
sakit
opposite
lagi
side of the
damage
map,
dia.
though. Lord spawning up in 3 seconds as Gaming Gladiators tries to get enough priority over their own jungle, picking up all
Kalau
that
boleh nak
scraps.
dua-dua team
Doesn't
lepas.
look like they want to contest,
Berat,
but this
guys.
Lord, they can't. And this is the 12-minute Lord that we're talking about, Sadafa. Gaming Gladiators turtling up once again.
Lord,
Shaw is actually
mudah.
keeping them busy, getting a little bit
Lot
more
yang kedua
efficient,
didapatkan
tries
oleh
to get
Navi,
herself
pick off.
latched
Conceal.
on to
Kat atas
Ashley.
Syah ada kali pilihan
Might
yang
be able to do
bijak.
that. Fear the Phoenix will
Dia
miss
kill
all
melarikan
of their
diri.
targets,
Oh,
though,
Syah
as
berdapat
Arya goes in
tenggek.
deep with the penalty zone, forcing
Tak
you to pick
Ashley
it up
nampaknya.
again. As Ashley getting possessed onto it. Some foul
Ashley
moves
mudah
put
tumbangkan.
Ashley out of the game.
Oh, Arya.
Gonna be picked off as well.
06.
Mega kill going over to Rina as
What
Hani
in the world?
chases
Flicker
down
pakainya.
Nicolette.
Hayabusa juga ditumbangkan oleh Hani.
5 members
Tuan-tuan
of
dan
Navi
puan-puan.
MY rush down the crystal of GG.
Up against
Clean
two,
swift,
there's
2
no
balas
way that
kosong.
GG will be able to
GG WP,
defend
guys.
against this rush in the battle of
Congratulations
Malaysia
untuk tim Malaysia.
versus North America.
Menumbangkan
Malaysia takes this not as a game,
USA.
but as a statement.
A
Congrats guys
statement
to Navi.
has been made, has
Jangan
been
lupa like,
published,
komen,
has
share bagi
been
pendapat
edited,
korang.
and
Pasal
put
game ni
out
yang paling penting, jangan lupa
full
subscribe
blast
guys.
for the world to
Nice
see.
try to
Navi
Gaming
MY
Gladiators.
are here
Try
as
harder on the lower
contenders,
bracket.
eager
Let's
for
go.
the throne of